Okay, so this is tutorial number 7. This is the first tutorial of part 3. So I'm going to do it. Okay, so the first question states, explain the utility maximization rule and briefly simplify and give an example. Now, utility maximization is when, let's say you got a budget of 20 Rand, or it's like your money in your pocket 20 Rand, and you can only spend 20 Rand on like certain products. You're basically going to buy products that gives the most happiness. So it's like we're going to do it right now over here. But basically you buy the best products which has the most marginal utility per Rand. Okay? Because you're not going to buy the products that gives the least amount of happiness. With that 20 Rand or with that budget, you're going to make the most of it. Buy the best goods, whether it's 2 goods, whether it's 3 goods, but those goods which you buy, you'll buy it because those goods give you the most happiness. Also, utility is happiness. So yeah, so whenever I mention utility, that's happiness. So the second one, okay, so you're stranded in a remote town, only 60 Rand in your pocket. She finds a pub and really feels like some beer and peanuts. Okay, then it tells you over here the peanut cost is 5 Rand and the beer is 10 Rand. But right now we don't need that information. We just need to complete this table, right? Complete the table, fine. So to complete this table, the first thing we need to do is do this column over here. Now, what you need to understand is this is total utility and this is marginal utility. So the way to get those figures is this. This will always be 0. So if you see total utility 0, you put straight away marginal utility 0. And then the next one over here. To get this figure, it's basically this figure plus this figure. So this figure plus this figure has to equal to that. So you know it's going to be 50. And now this figure plus this figure plus this figure must equal to this figure. Or instead of just putting all this and calculating, this is these two added. So you can just say 50 plus 40. So go in a zigzag motion, which is 90. So the answer over here will be 90. Then 90 plus this will give you 120. So that is 30. And then let's see. Then you ask yourself to get this, okay, how did you go from 120 to 140? That is 20 Rand. So you can just put 20. And it makes sense, right? Because 120 plus 20 will give you 140. Then what? Now to get this figure, what's this figure plus this figure? It's 150. So you write 150. And 150 plus this figure will give you that. So it's obviously going to be 0. So I'm done with that column. Now while I'm on the same route over there, I'm going to do this one. So this is for beers. So the marginal. Now I'm going to speed it. Okay, I'm going to do it. You can skip if you do not want me to do this. So marginal utility of beers. This will be 0. This will be 150. So 150. This will be there's an 80 Rand difference, so this will be 80. Then there's a 50 Rand difference, so this will be 50. Here there's a 40 Rand difference, so it'll be 40. And then obviously here you work backwards, so 320 plus 10, that's 330. And the last one, 330 plus 5, that is 335. Now, if you want to check your answer is right, you just need to total up all this, and it should give you the total of 335. Now, after you did this, we need to work at the marginal utility per price. That's easy. So it literally tells you, you take the marginal utility divided by the price. So 0 divided by 0 is 0. I mean, technically it's undefined, but you just put 0. Over here, 50 divided by, the price. Yeah, what's the price of peanuts? 5 Rand, right? So just keep in mind, peanuts is 5 Rand. And just keep in mind, beer is 10 Rand. Yeah. So it's marginal utility over price. So 50 over 5, that is 10 Rand. So 50 over 5 is 10 Rand. 40 over 5, that is 8 Rand. 30 over 5, that is 6 rand. 20 over 5, that is 4 rand. 10 over 5, that is 2 rand. 0 over 5, that is 0 rand. Similarly with this marginal utility, but this price is 10 rand. So 0. Then this is 15. 80 divided by 10 is 8. 50 divided by 10 is 5. 40 divided by 10 is 4. 10 divided by 10 is 1. And then 5 divided by 10 is 0.5. Okay, now we can go through the questions. Perfect. So, B, how many, so A, we filled it up. So B, how many packets of peanuts and beers will he buy to maximize our profits? Okay, so the main thing what you want to first do here is know what's the constraint. The constraint or the budget is 60 rand, right? So when calculating it, you must just take note of this budget because we can't go over this budget. The next thing what we want to do is basically look at these columns over here. The marginal utility per price. We don't look at any other columns. Now, we have to pick the highest one first, then goes to the lowest, okay? So the first one which I'm going to pick, which is the highest, is obviously going to be this 15. So the first item which I'm going to pick is beer. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to draw a line on the side over here representing my numbers. So 15, right? The next one is going to be peanuts. So I'm just going to put a line over here. So, and I'm just going to scratch it out so I know I'm done with that. Now, if I go over here, both are 8. So I'm going to pick both. So I'm going to pick one over here, which is 8. One over here, which is 8. And then 5 and 6, which one is going to be the highest over here? It'll be 6, right? Then I'm going to pick 6. Then after 6, what comes? It's 5. So I'm going to pick 5 over here. Yeah, so I'm going to pick 5 over here. But while you're doing this, just take note of your budget is 60 rand. You know 10 rand each, so 10, 20, 30, 5, 10, 15. That's 45. So we can only have like 5 rand more left in our budget. And there we go. So now, there's both 4s left, right? Now you know you have 5 rand left in the budget. So obviously you can't pick this because it's 10 rand when you pick this. Now if you work it out, it should give you 60 rand. Wait, what our budget is? Wait, this is 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So 20 rand, 30 rand, 50 rand. Oh, we still have one more left. We still have 10 rand because our budget is 60, right? So we can pick this 4 here. Perfect. Now if you work it out, 10 rand each. So we pick 4 beers. 10, 20, 30, 40 rand. 40 rand worth of beers. 5, 10, 15, 20 rand worth of peanuts. So that's 60 rand, 60 rand, maximize our budget. So to answer the question right now, how many packets of peanuts and beers will maximize our profit? There'll be 5 peanuts. So 5 peanuts. And there'll be 4 beers. So answer, actually no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, sorry. 4 peanuts and 4 beers, okay? Now the next one, how many of each would she buy if she only had 30 in her pocket? So if you think about it now, let's say 30 in the pocket. So when did our budget reach 30? So let's see. So if you're going to pick the highest one, it's going to be this first, right? So let's pick another set over here. So if you're going to pick, we only have 30 rand. So the highest is going to be this one. So you pick 1 beer. Then we're going to pick 1 peanut. So already that's 10 rand, that's 15 rand. So we got 15 rand left. After you pick that, you're going to pick both of these. So that's 20 rand. This is, I think we maxed it out, right? This is 10 rand, this is 10 rand. So this is 20 rand worth of beers. And this is 5 rand. This is 5 rand, that's 10 rand, so 30 rand. So, if she only had 30 rand, we should have bought 2 beers and 2 peanuts. Make sense? Perfect. Sanjay spends 500 rand a year on a bunch of flowers and 500 a year of 10,000 liters of water. He's maximizing utility. Explain this paradox. Simple paradox, yeah? 500 rand a year on 10 liters of water. Take 500 rand divided by 10,000. that's 0.05. So you're paying 5 cents per liter of water. But if 500 rand, you're paying 2 bunches, you're paying 250 rand for just 1 flower. So why are you paying why is it so expensive to buy flowers than to buy water? Wouldn't water be more expensive? Because without water we'll all die, so it should be more valuable. So that's the contradiction, right? So the paradox just explain that no, water is very abundant, and that is why it's cheap, unlike flowers, which is not that it's like rare. So that is how you do it, right? Because it doesn't make sense why this is more expensive, right? But that's a paradox. Okay, so this is very easy. What I want you to do, as soon as you get a price of something and the marginal utility, work out the marginal utility per rand. Marginal utility per rand to work out for chops is, say, so marginal utility of 180 for chops, the price is 60 rand. So it's 180 divided by 60, that is 3. So marginal utility per rand for chops is 3 rand. Similarly for beans, you'll say 60 over 20, that's 3. So both marginal utility per rand is 3 each. So if it's 3 each, that's the maximization. That's perfect. That's nice. You want that. So she should not change her consumption. Now, I'm not going to lie. This table over here, if somebody can do it, good for you, because I do not know what's happening over here. And generally, like, I don't know the answers to this, so I'm not going to teach you something that is wrong, but you know, maybe there's a mistake with this thing. I feel like there's a mistake, yeah? They should give a price over here for these things. Because how? You can't work out like this with the price. Or maybe you can, I don't know. Okay, so Indo is maximizing his utility weekly. And weekly he buys samosas and spring rolls, both of which consider normal goods. Which of the following is correct? I'll say it's A. If he regards those samosa and spring as perfect substitutes, the utility from consuming both goods won't be affected with the change of price on either good. Think about it this way. You got 20 rand in your pocket, right? And let's say you spend all that 20 rand. And let's say you can do it, right? Let's say you cold drink is 5. Let's say if cold drink is 15 rand and chips is 5 rand. You can buy one cold drink which is 15 rand and one chips which is 5 rand. Perfect? That's your full 20 rand. But let's say cold drink becomes expensive, it is 16 rand. So instead of paying 16, because you can't, if you pay with a 20 rand, you can only get one cold drink. You can't get another chips because that's 21 rand. So instead of the cold drink, you say, I'm going to leave out the cold drink and I'm going to buy 4 chips because 5 times 4 is 20. So although it's substituting, so you're still getting the same amount of utility, just that you're getting different products for your happiness, right? So instead of buying one cold drink and 1 chips, I'm buying 4 chips. That 4 chips, for example, the total utility might be 100. That 1 cold drink and 1 chips, the total utility will be 100. So you're just like switching, but at the end of the day, they give the same utility. Okay, last one. The diagram of Sydney demand curve for iced tea. Sydney's, okay, you need to work at the consumer surplus. First step of consumer surplus, draw the price at what they're asking you for. This case, they give you the price, which is 10 rand. So, as soon as you see that, I want you to draw a line from that to the demand curve. Second step, the area below the demand curve. The area below is all this area here, right? So, all this area, all this area, all this area, all this area. So, basically this triangle. Now, think about it. We're working out the surplus. So, basically, we're working out the area of this triangle. Area is equals to what? Area is equals to half base times height, right? Maths. So it's half times, what's the base? This is the base. But now you may be asking, how do you get these numbers? 50. 0 to 50. So technically that's 15 length. So half times 50 times the height. The height, you'll say 10 and 20, the difference will be 10. Now, half of 50, that's 25. 25 times 10 is 250. So the final answer is 250. So these are the answers for the tutorial.